welcome back to Cooking with OTK.
We're doing some mummy wrapped piggies and a black omelet.
We're out here at our spooktacular campsite.
We're about to finally get some breakfast. So we're gonna grab our ingredients. We're gonna start with our mummy wrapped piggies and simple crescent dough. Junior's gonna make those.
Woohoo! So I'm thinking this comes in a sheet. I'll cut strips, kind of wrap the weenies and put it onto my tray.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so got my knife. We're gonna open up our little weenies and we're gonna cut some strips out of our crescent rolls. That way we can make them look like little mummies.
Ooh.
There we go. It's always fun. I like opening these. It's like a time bomb. Is it gonna blow up in my hand? Oh, it did.
Yes, it did.
It did. We're just gonna unroll this to our best ability. And I'm gonna kind of try and push it back together a little bit. Make it into a full sheet. That way I can cut little strips out of it.
And I think they do make nowadays the full sheets.
Yeah, I think you're right. I guess we could have got a full sheet, but it's not a big deal. I'm just gonna kind of trim this little excess off right here so I can get a straight line. And then I'm thinking maybe about a 1/4 inch strips like that. Oh,
If they fall apart, that's okay.
yeah, it's fine if they fall apart.
And they can be different sizes too if you want. You know, it's not a piano, it's a mummy.
Forgot, I'm not cooking this for anybody special.
Except one hungry person.
Yeah, I think you mispronounced hangry.
Well, I've had my coffee. I'm ready to eat.
I'm sure everybody can understand your troubles here. All right, our first weenie. Take your little weenie and take your crescent sticks and just kind of wrap them around like that. And you want to try and keep the ends of it on the same side of the weenie. So when you set it down, it holds it on. Because when it puffs up, you don't want it to.
Yeah, and you're gonna wrap it many times around.
Yeah.
You wanna get the crisscrossing, like another layer.
And just take another one and we can go just like the other way around. That way it kind of looks like mummification. Kind of like that.
Should have looked. Well, when I was looking, I didn't see the full sheets. I had pie, but not the crescent.
Alrighty, once you got all your weenies wrapped, then we put them on the pan. We definitely found out it would be a lot easier if we got that full sheet of crescent dough.
So when you're in your store and you can find the full sheet, go ahead and get that. If not, the regular does work. It just takes a little more time.
It does.
Hey, it's supposed to be fun anyway.
It is supposed to be fun. And you know, it only took us about maybe 5 minutes. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our weenies and put them on our baking tray. You don't have to be too particular either. You just get them a little bit of distance from each other. And then we've got our oven over there. We've got it preheated to about 400 degrees, but that's because it's a camp oven. It's our camp chef. So we're just gonna put this on the top rack. Put it in there for, how long would you say?
Typically about 15 minutes. I would check it at 10 and see if it needs to be adjusted, but
We'll be back in 10. All right.
the mummy piggies are in the oven, so we're gonna start our omelet of death. All right, so just gonna grab, of course, my eggs, some pepper jack cheese, a little butter, and some chives. And that's all. It's a pretty simple omelet. And since we don't have any squid ink, we got a little black gel food coloring. So first things first, grab a bowl. And we're just gonna be making simple little French omelets, 2 egg omelets.
Sounds yummy.
And to that, put a little smoked salt. Gonna add some black pepper. And I like a little freeze-dried dill. Plus we're gonna put some fresh chives on top. Almost forgot, a little bit of cream. Not too much, about a tablespoon. That's all you need. And that's it. On a side note, I am loving that little Amazon fridge so far. It's doing really good.
It really is. It's doing pretty phenomenal.
And then to this, a big squirt of the food coloring. And then we're just gonna whisk this together. Now that we've got that mixed up, I'm going to take some butter, get the pan warming, so I can open it, which apparently I can't.
Better believe it.
They folded the paper inside the butter. Well, that's just how it is. About a teaspoon of butter, throw in our pan. Ooh, our piggies are ready.
Ooh.
Not quite ready.
Probably 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
They're smelling good though. I can smell it.
So, we can get this warming. Of course, we're using our trusty camp chef.
They're OG Mount Everest.
Yes, and you could probably see it is very well used. We have put it through. So far, it's the best one. We're still using it. So to this, it's going to be a simple cheese and chive omelet. I'm going to take some pepper jack cheese and just give it a grate. And there's a big reason why we don't use the already bagged stuff. It has an anti-caking agent on it, so it doesn't melt very well, and you don't want an agent on your cheese, so just get block and a grater and grate it, and it's great. Boo. That's about enough. And a little snack. While the pan is warming, cut up some chives to put on top. The jumping chives. They're jive chives. Can I say that?
I think so. It's funny.
All right, get that up. Then, ooh, it's kind of hard to tell. That dark blue pan and black eggs.
It's really hard to see the eggs in there.
A little stir. Let curds start building up.
Need to be courteous.
Work your omelet.
I'm curious to see if this is gonna dye our mouth black.
Let's hope not. It will be spooktacular if it does. If you can see. Very hard. Should have used a white pan.
Yeah.
It's looking good. Add our cheese. A few of our chives inside. Grab a little plate. All right. There we go. Oh, who's ready for an omelet of death?
I am.
A little extra cheese, chives. Now let's go check our piggies. All right, I think our piggies are done. Or should I say our mummies?
Ooh, mummies.
Oh, those look good. They're hot. And there we have it. Our mummy piggies and our omelet of death.
Are you excited? Because I am.
This is the best part.
Yes, it is.
Never had a black omelet.
How does it taste?
I almost said a dirty word, but really good. Simple omelets, man. They're delicious. And if you're out camping in a holiday, take the time to make it a little extra special. A little food coloring or squidding, you have a black omelet.
Super good. And pepper jack? That's awesome. How's the mummies?
They are yummy. Yummy mummy.
Yummy mummies.
They're all right. Not hangry anymore.
Me either. Welcome back to Cooking with OTK. We're doing our bloody jam. Let's get started.
All right, and what is bloody jam? Well, it's a concoction that we just kind of try out right now. So we're gonna take some of our Tabasco hot pepper jelly.
Ooh, we haven't tried this yet.
But we're gonna go ahead and at least try the jelly, see how it is.
Let's get some spoons. Funny if it's super spicy. How is it?
It's like a sweet Tabasco.
Really?
It's not bad.
Let me try.
It does have some back end heat, but
that's good. That would be good on like just a piece of toast in the morning.
That would. On some cream cheese.
Ooh.
And crackers.
Man, cream cheese and crackers with that jam on top. That would be good. That would be real good.
Huh? Well, there's an appetizer idea for you guys. So first thing, we're gonna take our jar, which is about 10 ounces, not about. Well, about, because we took 2 bites.
Minus half a teaspoon.
10 ounces of jam, or jelly. And then we got whole cranberry.
Ooh. And it's so funny, the way that they did that can, it's like upside down.
You open it this way, and you turn it out. Bloop. But
product placement.
And you can use the, they make the smooth stuff. And the reason we came up with this, because we wanted a cranberry pepper jelly, but we didn't want to make it from scratch, because we wanted time saving. We're out at the campsite. We want to make some things easy, but we wanted it. And we couldn't find one in the store to just buy. So we figured, well, why don't we take a little pepper jelly and a little cranberry jelly, mix them together, warm them up. They'll liquefy, whisk them, pour them back in a jar, and then we have our own spicy cranberry jelly.
Exactly.
And it's quick, easy, fast. Hey, unlike the last camp out, I remembered a real can opener.
What?
I made a list.
Yeah, it's those lists. Finally getting those lists done.
So I'm just gonna open our can of cranberry stuff and put in, we're gonna start with 2/3 of the can. And this is a 14-ounce can, so 2/3 of that. And we're gonna warm it up and let it go warm.
Yeah, and remember guys, this, so far all we've done is add that Tabasco jelly and the cranberries, which I guess adding the cranberries with the whole cranberry, it makes it a jam, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we took pepper jelly and made it into a jam. But of course we're gonna mix this together and see what it tastes like. If it needs anything, we're gonna add whatever we think it needs. So.
Maybe if it needs a little sweeter, a little sugar.
Maybe a little salt, who knows?
We'll play it by taste buds. Okay, that's working well.
Yeah. Man, and this Camp Chef Mount Everest series stove, I wish that they would still sell this on their website so you could find it easy.
New updated one, which we need to get and try it out.
Yeah, we should definitely try out the newer one, but this one we have tested and it is awesome. So if you can find one, definitely get one.
The newer one, I think it's just really a cosmetic.
Yeah.
The internals are still awesome. The 20,000 BTUs per burner.
Yeah, that is the cool part about it, is the 20,000 per burner.
Take a roll. Yeah, it's actually pretty bueno.
Smells good. Yeah.
It was that easy. Now a little pepper jelly, 10-ounce pepper jelly, 2/3 of a can of cranberry sauce, whole berry,
And dude,
in a pot.
that really doesn't need anything else. I mean, that's pretty good.
We just saved time from canning and making our own
Jelly.
from scratch, which you can tell everybody you made it.
Yeah, you can.
Because you did.
Because they can't find that stuff anywhere. Now, we gotta put it in the jar.
Now it's come together. Got our nice little mason jar. And these things are awesome. And look, that fits a perfect jar. Ah, and look, I did that off the top of my head.
You got some crazy intuition, I guess.
So, because if you use the whole can, you have extra. So, this, good. Just throw a lid, not too tight because it's still a little warm.
Yeah.
I just want it to breathe, but we're gonna stick it in a cooler so it'll cool down faster. Set that right there. Mateo, you go over here. And there we go. And then when we're ready to use it, it'll be nice jelly for biscuits.
On your
salad.
eggs?
Yeah, anything. Your turkey.
Ooh, hey. That's a good idea.
Smoked turkey.
Try
with
that on some turkey. Man.
Hey, and I think we're gonna be making some grilled cheese sandwiches with it.
Yes, we are. Those are gonna be yummy. And guys, this was so easy. We don't only do recipes from scratch.
Yeah.
You can just mix stuff together.
That's especially when you're out at a campsite, man. Make it easy, make it delicious. But we are going to be making a pumpkin tomato soup.
First, we gotta get our cold ingredients. So, let's come across this way into our cool little fridge and get some garlic, some butter, some Parmesan cheese, and some cream. All right. First things first, we're gonna get about a tablespoon of our butter and put it into our cool little pot.
Yes, and that is one of our solo stove pots that we're trying out. We have the solo stove set up, but right now our witch is using it to brew her potion. So we are just gonna be using the pot to try it out.
1 tablespoon of butter. We're gonna get this on very low heat, just enough to get that butter melting while we're getting our garlic ready. So put this butter aside.
Butter believe it.
Yes, sir, butter believe it. And crushing your garlic like that makes it a lot easier to peel the skins off, usually. There we go. Whoa, look at that. This guy had 2.
Oh, 2 for the price of 1.
So with this, we're gonna kind of mince it and put our salt in there and kind of make a garlic paste out of it. You don't have to be too particular at this time because you're just trying to get it a little bit smaller so that you can make that paste out of it. And you'll see, we're just gonna look like a rough chop at first. I probably should have put gloves on because now I'm gonna smell like garlic all day.
True that. There were some giant cloves.
They were. All right, so now we've got our garlic minced, put our salt on top of that. Now we're gonna use our knife just to kind of scrape it across your cutting board to make that garlic kind of meld together, and just, it's gonna make a perfect garlic paste for you. A little harder with this knife, it's not very long. I'm gonna rinse my hands off. Alrighty guys, so we've got our garlic paste ready. So now in our pot that we have our butter in, we're gonna do about a teaspoon of chili flakes.
If you don't want it super spicy, you can do a half teaspoon, or you can do more if you want it really spicy, but we find a teaspoon is a good amount.
Exactly, and right now I'm just kind of mix it into the butter. Alrighty guys, now we're going to add our garlic, and we are blooming our pepper flake and our garlic paste. And we did about a tablespoon of garlic. That smells delicious.
Wow, yeah, it does. All right, while he's getting that bloomed, I'm gonna take our tomato paste. We like to use the one in the tube. It's really good quality. And we're gonna add 4 ounces into the pot.
Oh, you already pierced the top.
There you go.
Awesome. All right, here we go.
And that's pretty much a whole tube. They come in about 4.5 ounce tubes. Go ahead and add a little extra.
Yeah. A little extra tomato paste never hurt nobody.
Oh. That's funny. Well, we're gonna have a shirt change in a minute.
Well, while you've got your tomato paste in your pot and on your shirt, we're just gonna mix that in. That's a stained shirt.
Soak that in some Dawn. Maybe we need to get some OTK aprons.
I think so. So now that we've got that in there, I kind of got my shirt cleaned up a little bit. We are going to take our handy dandy can opener and our pumpkin puree and get this sucker open. I'm so glad that I have this can opener and not using that thing that you had.
I bet you are.
We're going to add our pumpkin puree to our pot. See if it just kind of comes out.
And we don't want the metal lid in the soup either. This guy.
It's my first day on the job, guys. Come on. There we go. We got a whole can in there. We're just gonna mix this in as well.
Smells good.
It really does. And then to this, we're gonna add 1 quart of our chicken stock.
Important note when you're using chicken stock, or you can use broth, try to always use the unsalted or low sodium so that you can add the salt that you want to it.
Exactly, because you don't want to have somebody else decide how salty your dish is gonna be. So, got our unsalted chicken stock. Crack this bad boy open. Now, we're gonna, while we're mixing, add our chicken stock. So, we're just gonna scrape the edges and get this fully combined. We're gonna let this simmer for about 10 minutes. When we come back, we'll add the rest of our goodies. We need salt, but that's good. We're back. It's been simmering for about 10 minutes. And while we were gone, I just added about a teaspoon and a half, just to taste. So whatever you do, just make sure you taste it as you add salt to it. Now, we're gonna add about 3 tablespoons of cream to our nicely reduced soup. It's a little less than a 1/4 cup.
All right, now getting it all nice and mixed.
Yeah.
And to that, gonna grate in a little Parmesan cheese to finish it off. We got a nice little block and a little microplaner. Microplane it all in. And what do you say? We're about to add how much?
About 2 tablespoons, something like that. About that much. Here we go. Got it all cheesy now. Gonna mix that in, get it all nice and melty, nice and combined. I can get that cheese off the whisk. It's a nice, pretty orange color too.
It is.
So
perfect for our spooktacular camp
yes,
out.
it is. It looks like pumpkin color.
All right, now we're gonna give it a tasty.
I think it's time for a taste. Let's see. Ooh.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, I'm
Yeah.
excited to give it a taste now. Wow. Pumpkin and tomato really go good together.
It does.
I'm gonna have another taste. That's really nice.
It is.
I think it's spot on.
I really do think it's spot on. And, you know, it would go really good with that.
A grilled cheese?
A grilled cheese would be pretty awesome with that.
Ooh, well, I guess we should start making a grilled cheese.
I think we should.
All right, we're back, and it is lunchtime at our spooktacular campout. And today for lunch, we're making bloody grilled cheese sandwiches.
Ooh, and tomato pumpkin soup.
Ooh.
With our cran pepper jam.
That's right, we made that earlier with the soups over there waiting, so now we need to make our sandwiches. So, let's get to it.
First things first, we've got our skillet warm, nice and ready. So now we're gonna get our cold ingredients. We're gonna get 3 different kinds of cheeses, cheddar, pepper jack, and Munster. Let's go ahead and get our pepper jack first. Try and get this guy out of here a little bit.
Maybe we're just having grilled jelly sandwiches.
Now we're gonna slice our cheese.
How many slices are you doing?
It really depends on how big your sandwich is. I'm probably gonna do, for this size of bread, 7, 8, probably 4 slices per sandwich of each cheese. Extra slice or 2. Who doesn't like a little cheesy snack?
Let me show you something I just like to, and then I have my first slice.
So now we got our cheddar cheese open. Do a couple more slices.
You're getting close to the plastic.
We didn't get any plastic in there, so we got lucky. There's a bug on my neck.
Ooh, Munster cheese. Spooky cheese.
Every time I hear Munster, I think like monster cheese. Now, we got our bread out.
What kind of bread?
Italian loaf. Time to butter it. I don't have my butter.
Uh-oh, let's hope I didn't melt it.
Perfectly softened. Now we just take a little spreader, and we're just gonna spread it across this bad boy, making sure we got plenty of butter on here. And since this piece of bread is so big, we're just making one sandwich and we're gonna cut it in half so we can have 2 sandwiches. Now, we've got it buttered and we're gonna do our cheeses. Let's take our Munster cheese first. Break this bad boy right in half. And we're just gonna copy what we do on each side. Did our Munster right there, some pepper jack, some cheddar, do a little extra pepper jack all over the place, some more cheddar. We're just kinda gonna throw it all over the place. It doesn't have to be anything particular. That way each bite you basically get a little bit of everything.
And looking good.
Yeah. Now, our cran pepper jelly. Let me tell you, this stuff's pretty darn good.
Very easy to make.
It literally took us a couple minutes to make that. It was awesome. So, we're just gonna take a little spoon. We're gonna spoon it out onto this bad boy and we'll go from there. Just gonna do a line kind of down the middle on each side and we'll just spread it out.
So bloody.
Yeah.
I tell you what, that cranberry and the cheese and the toasted bread is gonna go perfect with that pumpkin soup that we made.
Yes, it is. It's gonna go phenomenally well. So now we're just gonna kind of spread it over the sandwich and just kind of put however much jelly you want, really. I'm gonna put a little bit more, actually. Think that's good?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, now we're gonna take one of our 2 slices and throw it on top of the other one. Just like that. Man, all right. Now you just wanna make sure your skillet's hot, and it is. Take a little spatula. We're gonna pick this bad boy up. We're gonna put it right on. Ooh. And we're gonna cook it for about 3 minutes per side. Really just depends on how hot you have your skillet though. Quick tip guys, if you need your cheese on your sandwich or whatever you're doing to melt, or in general for it to be hotter around what you're cooking, you can just use a little piece of tin foil and it'll surround it with that heat super well, like this. Alrighty guys, now it's all ready and we're gonna pull the grilled cheese off the skillet.
Yes, and start building our plate. Take this off, put it right here, let it rest for a minute, and get over here. Ooh, this is our nice soup. Take us a bowl. Ooh, smells good. It's a good helping of soup. Take a plate. Green onions, they're kind of sinking, but hey, that's okay. And then, I mean, grilled cheese sandwich, cheese in the soup.
You got to.
You never have too little cheese. I guess you could, because then you get kind of backed up.
Yeah, I guess you could have too much cheese, but going down, it's not
great.
too much.
All right, we just shaved off a little more parm. Since we're gonna be splitting this, we're gonna cut it in half. Another little triangle, a little bloody grilled cheese sandwich. All right, guys, that looks good. Grilled cheese and jelly, they go good. Gotta dip it in a little soup. Wow, it's like Thanksgiving. It's fall in a bite. Pumpkin,
It's gotta
tomato,
be.
cranberry. You're like, I wanna try. I'm almost done. I'm still eating, don't you turn that off.
Why are you being so weird?
It's just that good. Oh, try it in the soup. It's good.
Wow.
See, that's pretty good. I like it. That's a good
That's
grilled
super
cheese.
good.
All those flavors work awesome together.
And who doesn't love grilled cheese and tomato soup,
I know.
right? And we've got the Thanksgiving fall version of the tomato soup and grilled cheese. So,
It's delicious. So, hope everybody will give it a try. It's quite worth it. It's easy, it's fast, it's perfect lunch for a campsite. So,
And today, we're cooking goulash.
Gonna be a spooky dinner.
Spectacular.
Yes, so first thing we do, take our onion and just gonna do kind of a rough chop per one medium-sized onion. Remember, this is a goulash, so it doesn't have to be pretty.
Yes, it actually should be slightly ugly.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah, they're goulash. Okay, we don't need any blood in it, okay?
Why? That's the secret ingredient. So I have our one medium onion, and we're gonna be doing this over the campfire. So I'm just prepping out the veggies over here so that I can take them over and dump them in the pot. Or we'll bring the pot because we have it preheating right now. So we can dump some butter in, but we want to get our veggies cut first.
Exactly, make it easier on yourself.
That's what camping's about, right? So we got one red bell pepper, want it chunky.
Yeah, rough dice, or chop.
Rough chop. And like I said, we're just throwing it all in a bowl just for easier transport, keeping yourself organized.
Mm-hmm.
And after the bell pepper, we got about 4 cloves of garlic. We're gonna rough chop those as well because we're gonna be stewing this for about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. And I like big chunky pieces of garlic.
When that garlic cooks a little bit, they're gonna be a little sweet and soak up all that flavor. It's gonna be really good.
And we also had a little leftover diced garlic that we're just gonna go ahead and add into it.
Yeah. No sense in wasting stuff.
Yeah, I love garlic. And then we took a little bouquet of thyme, tied it together. We'll throw that in. Let's go get the pot. He's gonna go get the pot.
Let's go get the pot.
Clean or dirty?
Either one.
Good, dirty. Perfect, all right. Ah, see, got it nice and hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
Take our butter, big, about 2.
And now it's free.
You know, Jewish child.
Yeah.
Butter and cream, butter and cream. So we're gonna let that go. That's the beautiful thing about cast iron. We got butter melted. Throw in our veggies. All right, let that go, and then we'll get that back on the fire. But before we go, our beef. Now this recipe, you can double it for a larger group, but since it's just 2 of us, this makes enough for about 4 people, so we're using 1 pound of meat. If you had any more than that, just double the recipe. All right, this over our fire. Get those veggies working. All right, now I'm gonna go grab the beef.
Didn't you just say to grab the beef?
Yeah.
And bring it with you?
I did. And I forgot.
He didn't make a list.
No, I did not.
Shing.
See, it pays to have good, sharp knives. Back over here. Ooh, nice sizzle, sizzle. And give that a minute or more before we add the beef. Next, we got our pound of beef. And we're using an 85-15. You can use a little leaner if you'd like, but I wouldn't use any fattier. Otherwise, you probably need to drain off a lot of that fat. And this is supposed to be an easy campfire dinner. We don't want all the extra work. So we're just gonna let that go until it gets kind of brown, and then we'll add in all the rest of the stuff. All right, now our beef is pretty much brown. So we are gonna go grab the rest of our ingredients, and we're gonna bring them to the fire instead of having to walk back and forth, back and forth.
That's why it's always good to have your stuff together and ready for you.
Mise en place, everything in its place.
As we said.
Now we're gonna add our seasonings. We have about a tablespoon of just a good Italian seasoning blend. And then to that, I'm gonna do a little smoked paprika, about a teaspoon. We're gonna throw a bay leaf, and we'll pick that out afterwards. And then our little thyme bouquet. And I'm gonna throw in about a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper and a 1/4 teaspoon of smoked salt. Give that a little stir, and then we'll add our liquid. Oh, that's smelling good already.
Yes, it is.
Stand up, but knees hurt.
I would say it's because you're an old man, but it happens to me too. So I guess I'm an old man too.
Yeah, you are.
I don't know. The handy dandy can opener.
Unlike earlier, I don't want to add the metal top. It's not called for in this recipe.
Hey man, that's true.
Now we have a can of our diced tomato and jalapenos. We use the Hatch brand because it's non-GMO. Can of just a good tomato sauce. And then a 1.5 cups of a good beef stock, unsalted, so we can adjust our own seasonings.
Makes it a lot easier to get it just how you like it whenever you get to salt it yourself.
Yes, tablespoon and a half of Worcestershire. We'll give that a good old stir. That's gonna be a good goulash. A goulash. now final thing is we're gonna take a cup of macaroni noodles, just dry, and add that right too, because our sauce and everything is gonna cook our noodles, soak up all that good flavor. So we're gonna give this a good stir. I'm gonna let it simmer for about 30, 45 minutes, or just until those noodles are done. And over a fire may take a little longer. Keep the heat adjusted appropriately. If you're doing it on a stovetop, it would only take you about 20, 25 minutes. You can grab the lid and we'll let it cook.
And we have come to learn that almost any pasta dish, cooking your noodle in the sauce is way better.
Yes, highly recommend it, because that noodle will soak up all that good flavor. We'll see you in about 30, 45 minutes.
All right, we'll see you shortly. Alrighty guys, so we're getting our tombstones on the grill. Use that as a little knee spot. Just gonna take our buttered toast, or our buttered tombstones, right over the fire. It's a little hot on this side. And we're just gonna let that fire kiss those tombstones, and we'll be back. It's a pretty looking fire. Alrighty guys, our tombstones are ready. Check these bad boys out. Heck yeah. Ah, my knuckles. Spooky.
Ooh. All right, I think dinner is ready.
Me too. Let's go check it out.
Oh, you had apostrophe S. It's plural. Ooh. Yeah, it is. Those noodles sucked up a lot of that sauce. Whew. That's gonna be good. That's perfect. We're gonna take it back over and make our dishes, because it is dinner time. Somebody's alarm's going off.
The dinner bell.
Okay, well, now we're back here. Our goulash is done. We had it cooking for, I'd say it was about 35, 40 minutes. And you can see it soaked up all that sauce. Smells delicious. Already took out the little thyme brochette and the bay leaf. So remember to take those out or it's very woody. But we got our ghoul bowl. Put our goulash.
Ooh.
This smells so good. I don't remember the last time I actually had a goulash. It's been years.
Actually, me too. It's been a few years since I've had goulash.
So we got a nice Irish white cheddar. Gonna shave on top, but it's gonna be good.
That looks delicious, dude. And this cheddar, it's pretty crazy.
It's kind of like a hard soft cheese.
Yeah, it's hard, but once you kind of get it in your mouth, it just like melts away.
All right, now we got our grilled tombstones.
Woohoo!
Of course, need some little flowers for our deceased. And
the blood.
Because it is spooky. Add a little bit of our cranberry pepper jelly. I know it's a little sweet, but it'll be perfect to complement the goulash. Our little graves are bleeding. So, all right, that is our spooktacular goulash. Ooh. All right, enough fun. Let's dig in. It's time for the serious stuff. It's tasting time.
What's the impression?
That's really good. And that little cranberry,
That jelly?
makes it really nice. Adds a little sweet. It's got a little nice heat to it.
It smells good.
It is good. And that white cheddar is great.
Oh, I bet so.
Only one bowl.
No.
I guess someone's going hungry.
That's what he thinks. Look at my bowl.
All right. Well, I'll let you have a taste.
Get me some of that jelly. It's a little hot. Wow.
Right?
That's good.
It goes so well.
Wow. You really wouldn't think jelly and goulash go together, but you gotta try it.
It gives a nice little sweet to all that good savory. Not too much. Don't pour the jelly. We just put a little accent on it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You don't want your goulash to be sweet. You just want that accent.
So, well, we are gonna finish our goulash and have another day tomorrow.
Yep.
And we hope you guys give it a try. It's really good. Morning. We're gonna make some pumpkin pancakes with a little blueberry syrup and some whipped cream. Let's get started. Oh, and some zombie fingers, which is just sausage, nothing special. So, we're gonna start the sausage in our little cast iron skillet. I think I have a knife over here. And it's just a standard sausage link. They look like big old fingers. Again, it's a holiday. We gotta play it up. So, our syrup, it's real simple. We're just gonna take some good maple syrup, pour in, I don't know, about a quarter cup or so.
Doesn't have to be too exact.
Yeah, it's just making syrup. And if they have fresh blueberries, you can add those into it as well. But we got a really good wild blueberry jam that we're just gonna add, I'd say about a 1/4 cup as well.
So it's about a 1-to-1.
We're just gonna let that heat up and then we'll give it a taste. Let it heat up so that jelly gets all melted into it. And that's how easy our syrup is.
Yeah, just want to warm it up so it can be like a cohesive syrup.
Yeah.
Rather than a chunky maple syrup.
Yes, and if you had fresh blueberries, you could throw it in and let them kind of cook in there. Or if not, because this jam has some little berry chunks in it, so it's going to be very good.
I like that.
All right, those sausage links are just chilling over there. Looks like our syrup. See how fast that was? It's already done. I'm gonna give it a little. Ooh, that's gonna be good on those pumpkin pancakes for sure. All right. You like our spider bowl? I do. So for our pancakes, we're simply taking our own OTK pancake mix. Where you just add water, and then we're gonna add a little pumpkin butter to it. And you can get the recipe at outdoortestkitchen.org for the pancake mix. All right, we're gonna take our pancake mix and put in about a cup if it wants to act right. But of course I have it pretty jam-packed in here. Watch, it's gonna poof. So we got a cup of that, and we're gonna take about a 1/2 cup of water because we're gonna be adding in the pumpkin butter. Ooh, give it a little stir. Oh, we're just gonna dump in about a 1/4 cup. It's pancakes. It's not really an exact science. I guess you can ask some bakers and they would say it is, but you're just gonna add till it makes a nice little batter. So we need a little more water, so we'll put that extra 1/4 cup in there. Give it a nice little stir. Ooh, I can smell that. Since I had that pumpkin butter, I need just a little more water, so we may just do a cup to cup till it comes together a nice runny batter, but not too runny. All right, now we're gonna get our griddle warming up. Syrup is done. So all right, we're gonna clean up real quick, get our griddle going, and we're starting making pancakes.
We'll be back.
All right, guys. Well, I almost forgot one thing. We're gonna add about a 1/4 teaspoon of just a pumpkin spice mix, and right before we put it on, give it one more little stir. Then I got the griddle warming up, got a little butter on it, so I think we're about ready to make some pancakes. All right, take our spider bowl, a nice little ladle, make a pancake. This is of course a tester to make sure everything is hot and working, but it seems like it is. So we're just gonna let this cook till they get little bubbles, flip it, then put it on our dough plate and keep making pancakes. Check our little zombie fingers. And if you want to be really festive, you could get a little orange food coloring and add it into it. But you know, I didn't want to go over the top, obviously.
Yeah. You know, you could do little dots of orange with toothpicks and swirl them in. Yeah, we put little dots of orange and maybe a dot of black.
You could do make little ghosts. You could, and you can do, if you're a pancake artist, you could have a great time. All right, and then we're just gonna be cooking up some pancakes, and then next we're gonna make some whipped cream.
Whipped cream, quick, fast, easy whipped cream.
I don't know about that, we're testing it. I can do it pretty quick with a whisk, but we're doing it a different way.
We'll see, yeah.
All right guys, our pancakes are almost done, so we're gonna make some whipped cream. Now what we're gonna do is take a mason jar, put a cup of cream in it, about a teaspoon of vanilla, and a tablespoon of powdered sugar, and then just shake until it comes whipped cream. And hey, it's the morning, this is my morning workout. So yeah, I can eat more pancakes now. So let's get the cream. I'll tell you the beauty about mason jars is they have little measuring marks. So you just fill it, that's 6 ounces. There's 1 cup.
Awesome, that's convenient.
Yes it is. I'll put the cream aside, teaspoon of vanilla. I know I'm eyeballing. It's morning. Do I really want to find my measuring spoons?
Yeah, it's morning and it's breakfast. I mean, come on.
About a tablespoon powdered sugar, not granulated. There we go. That's about a tablespoonish.
Close enough.
Then throw on your old lid, make sure it's on good. There we go. It'll take about 5 minutes. So I'm gonna do my morning workout. And I'm tired. It's your turn. Yeah, I'd rather do it with a whisk. I'm starting to feel it burn. Because if this doesn't work and it's a complete failure, then we're just going to say, hey, our pancakes are done.
I would try like a...
You want to turn?
I can feel it getting thicker. Thanks with cream.
I don't want them to know you helped.
I cut out that whole part of me doing it. Oh no, I cut all of you out.
It is. All right. Whew. Morning workout done. Time to enjoy pancakes with whipped cream. It wasn't that hard.
Oh, look at that, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
In a mason jar. Wow.
My turn.
All I could say, maybe a little more sugar.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's pretty darn tootin' good. All right.
I'll probably double that sugar.
Yeah, so next, if you try it, do 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar. So, we got our pancakes.
Our syrup.
Now we take our blueberry syrup, pour it on top. Oh. And then take some of our fresh campsite whipped cream, and wow, I'll say that is easy. There you go, guys.
It actually makes really dense whipped cream.
With our zombie fingers. Hope you guys give this a try. Although it's our day, we got to pack up, so we're gonna eat our brunch and then pack up, and we'll see y'all back at headquarters. Oh, they might want to see us eat this. I tell you what, a little whipped cream, a little blueberry. Those are intensely good.
Wow, that's hard to describe.
It's the blueberry maple with that pumpkin. It just works. It's fall. It's a fall brunch.
It is. Man, only one thing.
Yeah, we're not. Oh man.
After tasting it, we realized, oh, nutmeg.
But luckily, we keep some on hand. A little dash of nutmeg to finish it off. Now we're in heaven.
That takes it to the next level, doesn't it?
Almost said a dirty word. I'm not a big pancake person, but these are good.
Holy cow. Nutmeg, take it from wherever it was to as high as it could be.
And that blueberry, we can't leave today. I need a nap. No packing.
Yeah.
I'm full.
Yo, we'll just rent this site for another day.
Zombie fingers are pretty good too.
What brand are these?
Yellowstone bacon breakfast.
These guys are pretty good.
Actually, really are. Oh, and they were fully cooked. We just had to warm them up. Just, pays to read the label sometimes.
I know we were almost kind of poo-pooing this whipped cream.
I think that's a great option, actually. Don't have to keep a cool ball. Okay, I'm sold on it. Sold. Making a Oktoberfest braised purple cabbage, apples, and sausage. So we got our charcoal going.
And we used a little chimney.
Yeah.
These guys work super good for starting charcoal.
First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna get some coals underneath here because we're gonna need to saute some of our cabbage. Ooh. So the best way to do it is you get some tongs, and there is a guide you can find. It'll tell you exactly how many pieces of coal to use to get your temperature, but really that is also dependent on the ambient temperature, environmental conditions. So we're gonna start with probably about 10 on the bottom so that we can get a good kind of saute on our cabbage.
So we can get a nice heat on the bottom of that cast iron, because we're starting off with a cold cast iron too, and we're trying to get a saute going. So
It's caliente.
yeah, quick tip, don't use your tongs vertically over the fire.
Here we got about 12. That's a good start. We can always add more. So this, I'm gonna show you, this is kind of like a hog feed thing. You can get them at Tractor Supply or any farm supply. It's nice because it keeps your coals all together and they're not all over the place. So, and like we'll set this up even on, they have those big metal tables for it, but we'll just throw some bricks down just to get it off the ground. or on top of a grill. There's so many ways, but it just keeps from charcoal going everywhere.
And kind of protect whatever surface you're cooking over, so.
Yeah, so we're gonna just need a 1.5 pound size purple cabbage. Just gonna tear off some of the bad leaves, get it down. All I'm gonna do is just do a little trim on the stem because we're gonna keep a lot of this intact. Gonna cut it in half. There we go, and you're just gonna make little 1-inch slices. And you want it to stay together. If the leaves fall apart, that's fine. It's all gonna get braised.
It's a little toasty over here.
Yeah. So we got our cabbage.
What do we got next? Our butter and our olive oil, right?
Yes. I'm gonna use about a tablespoon of butter and about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. That's about good. And we got our salt and pepper. You wanna grab some tongs? You just wanna swish.
Yeah. Get that butter moving around.
And see, even just with the few coals underneath it, it's starting to get that pan nice and hot.
More people really should try and cook with coals and a cast iron.
Yeah, it's simple, it's easy, and this is a great one-pot recipe.
It is.
So we're just gonna take our cabbage pieces and just start kind of getting them down in the pan. Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna give these a little bit of a saute, but then we're gonna put a braising liquid in there and then let it cook and braise and kind of steam the rest of the cabbage and sausage. And to that, remember, this is the time, I'd say about 1/2 teaspoon of smoked salt, and about 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. A little more because I like pepper. That's all. You're gonna do that about 3-4 minutes on each side, and then we'll add our braising liquid and apples.
Ooh.
Getting those guys going. No, I won't burn my hand.
Yes.
So we're gonna add a few more coals just to kind of get it going. And that's the fun of cast iron and Dutch oven cooking. There's no rule. You're just doing it.
And bring that heat up just a little bit.
Yeah, just to get that working. And as you see, I have me a nice welding glove that does come in handy when you're cooking with coals.
Yes, it does.
And typically you wouldn't be doing this inside, but this is the test kitchen, so.
Yeah.
All right, now it's just a waiting game and we're about to flip them.
Yep. It's time for the flip.
It's been about 4 or 5 minutes, so we're just gonna kind of flip them around. Quite simple.
Around, it's nothing too crazy.
Yeah, and then you get that salt and pepper and oil and butter all coated on it. And we're gonna let that go for a few more minutes, and while that's going, we're gonna cut up some apples. And then make little 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch
apple slices.
And we're using a Honeycrisp apple, but a Granny Smith would work just as well. And to that, we're just gonna kind of throw them in. We're gonna add another apple kind of towards the end, but we want these to really cook down, get all that flavor.
Yeah, these are for flavor. The ones later are for pretty. It's crazy. Cabbage is turning green as you cook it. This is a really easy recipe.
Yes, this is a super simple recipe. And while that's going, we're gonna get our sausages prepped out. And we're just using a really good kind of German beef sausage. You can use a kielbasa, bratwurst, or any smoked sausage you like.
Your favorite sausage will work just fine.
Now, if you're doing a big pot, you can go ahead and slice them all into little pieces and mix it all up. So if you're doing family style, but if you want to have a nice presentation, we're gonna score these, not all the way through, just partially. And then we'll set them in there and let them cook with it. And so when you take it out to plate it, each person gets their own little sausage, and it's already kind of pre-sliced for them. So you're just gonna make score marks and don't go all the way through. If you do, it's not the end of the world. So yeah.
Awesome.
All right, our sausages are prepped. This is a very simple, easy one-pot recipe. That's why I love it. Great for a campsite, great for home. So that's starting to get nice and soft. So to this, we're going to just lay our sausages in, nestle them down into between the cabbage. Got those guys in, and we're gonna work on our braising liquid, which is gonna be a good apple cider vinegar, some maple syrup, and a really good bone broth or a good chicken stock. We bought this one. It's actually really good.
It is very good.
It's the Zoop. We really like using it. If we don't have a fresh stock, it's about as good as you can get.
Pretty much.
1/2 cup our chicken stock or broth.
2 tablespoons of maple syrup.
And then 1/3 of a cup of vinegar. You don't have to be super exact.
Yeah.
And you may need to add a little more once it's cooking, but you're gonna wanna check that. Whoa. And there's half a cup of the chicken stock, and then 2 tablespoons of syrup. There we go. I did eyeball that.
Yeah. Now we're just gonna braise it.
Yeah, give it a little stir around, get things all that liquid mix. If you want, you can put it in the container and mix it. But this is supposed to be easy at the campsite. We're just dumping and going.
Exactly.
Now the easiest part. Put the lid on, and then we're gonna put a bunch of coals on top, probably about 14. So it kind of gets to around a 400 degrees. And we're just gonna let it braise for about 30 minutes. We'll check on it in 20, and then see if we need to adjust the time.
Yep. And then if you're doing it in an oven, you can do 400-degree oven for about 20 minutes. Check on it about 20 minutes.
Should work out just fine in the oven. Let's get these coals on. Oh, we weren't inside the test kitchen. I would probably just pick this up and kind of dump it on. But, you know, we don't want coals flying around like that.
And don't worry, we've got a fire extinguisher right next to us, so don't worry about that.
So we'll just let that do its thing.
We'll see you soon.
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
All right. Well, while that is cooking, we're going to go ahead and make our mustard cream dill sauce that we're going to finish it off with. And this is really simple as well. Basically 3 tablespoons of heavy cream, a tablespoon of a good, we're using a spicy brown mustard, or you can use a Dijon, and about a tablespoon of some fresh chopped dill. So I'm just going to measure it in a little thing. We did make this out at a campground, and we doubled the recipe because we were feeding a lot of people. So you can double this recipe, and it works just fine in this 10-inch Dutch oven, a decent size.
Yeah. But you can also make this cream sauce in a mason jar. You just put all the ingredients in there, shake it up, good to go.
Yeah, it's really easy out of the campsite because then you don't have as much mess.
Yeah.
So take off not that much dill. Once it's chopped down, it'll equal about a tablespoon.
Just about, yeah.
And the rest of it, we're gonna use for garnish. Mm-hmm. Because you gotta make your dishes pretty.
Yes, you do. And dill is just awesome.
Yes, gives it a lot of flavor. This is really good. Even just, you made this and just put it in a little side dish and had people dipping bratwurst and sausages in. Oh, it'd be delicious.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes out to a nice consistency. We'll cover it, and it'll turn that kind of braising liquid into kind of a creamy sauce.
Yeah, a little more creamy of a sauce.
It's really good.
Yeah, I'd take a little taste.
That's good.
It is good.
All right, now we wait.
Now it's time to wait.
All right, well, it's been about 12 minutes, so we're gonna check, kind of toss things around, add our finishing apples, and then our sauce, and it'll be done. So let's check out and see what we got.
Ooh.
So take the lid, set it over here. And that's the plus of having a welding glove. So Junior's gonna cut some apples, and then we're gonna finish this thing up.
Apple time.
So he's just cutting the apples just to make a nice little pot garnish.
Yeah.
We're gonna cut them 1/4 to an 1/8 inch because you want them to kind of cook quick.
Yeah, you want them to cook quick and be pretty.
Because this, once it's done, you just pick this up, get a trivet or something, or set it on a wooden picnic table and just do it family style.
Exactly.
All right, well, I'll start laying these apples in, and these apples, we're just gonna make a nice little decorative finish. Actually, first, I'm gonna put our little sauce. So the sauce, we're just gonna kind of throw it in there. It'll melt all down, cover a little on your sausages.
That sauce will kind of go into the sausage and get it nice and
get all that good flavor, mustard cream in between. That's why you score your sausages, so that now this little sauce can kind of get all down into
the flavor will permeate through the whole dish.
Don't want to leave any of this good stuff out. A little taste of the liquid.
Spot on, right?
Yes, indeed. All right, now we're gonna take our apples and just lay them in. We're really just doing this to make it look pretty. Yeah. Going through all this effort, you might as well.
You might as well make it look pretty. Really impress your friends too.
That's what they say. You eat with your eyes first. All right, and then whatever apples you don't use, appetizer. It's a snack. Get some peanut butter. Yum.
Oh, yeah, that would be really good. A little bit of peanut butter.
So after that, all we're gonna do is take our lid with the coals still on it,
put it back on top so we can get those apples nice and cooked a little bit.
And then we'll do that for about 5 to 10 minutes. Once those apples are done, this dish is done and we'll eat.
Ooh. Yes, sir. We will be back.
First.
Oh,
Yum.
good apple.
All right, while that's finishing up and someone's snacking on apples, I'm just gonna take a little of this extra dill and just kind of rough chop it for a little bit of garnish. I mean, we have it, why throw it away?
Oh, hey, I was just taking a little snack.
So see, that's all. You just want to add that little green color, so it'll be nice.
Yeah.
And that's that. For a couple more minutes, but we'll go ahead and get ready to serve up.
Alrighty.
I got a
Look
plate.
at you being prepared and stuff. Alrighty.
All right, it is ready to go. So, we're gonna take our lid off. Ooh, look at that.
Wowzers.
You can see it's still bubbling.
Yeah.
And then to finish it off, we're gonna take a little of our chopped dill, throw it around,
It's a little garnish.
make it pretty.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing. Now you can do, grab your handle, but I would wear a glove because it is hot. Take this over to your picnic table, get some tongs or a big spoon and serve it family style. Since we don't have a picnic table, we're gonna serve it right here. Oh, whew. That looks good. And take up some of our cabbage, kind of cabbage steaks. Make sure we get plenty of those apples that have been braising. And if you want, you can always serve it over a little German pasta noodle, spitzel, or just as it is. I'm gonna take our sausage, drip it right on top.
Look at
That's
that.
how we would make everybody's plate. And maybe a sprig or two of dill.
Check this out, guys.
There we are.
That looks delicious.
That's that. It's quite that simple. Oh, that smells so good. I'm ready to dig in, but I'm gonna have to make me a plate now.
And guys, it only took us about 45 minutes to do this whole thing, so.
Yeah, start to finish, under an hour. Great out at a campsite, especially if you're, just using charcoal or even your coal from your firewood. It's easy, just a few ingredients, and if y'all could smell this.
Yeah. And most of that time, we were just waiting. We weren't doing anything.
And just chilling, so.
It's time to dig in.
Yes, my favorite part.
It's time to fork around and find out.
Well, this is gonna be hot.
Yeah, that's gonna burn.
I don't know what's hotter, the lid or this.
I can't believe you put that in your mouth. That had been so hot. Not bad. Cool. My turn then.
Good. That braising liquid is on point. Woo.
Oh,
But delicious.
wow.
We got one more little bite.
That's super delicious.
Got a little apple on this bite. Oh, dripping everywhere, but hey, we're outside. Kind of. That really is good. All right. We're making black magic chicken for dinner. And anytime we do chicken, we always like to make a little brine. So we're going to do our go-to brine, but we want to do it after lunch so the chicken can actually brine for at least 4 hours. So it's quick, simple, easy, and we're gonna show you how. So, all I'm gonna do is take a 1/4 cup and 2 tablespoons of like a kosher salt or a coarse sea salt. You can double this recipe if you're doing like a whole chicken or bigger. We're only making a ½ gallon worth. And then a 1/4 cup and 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Don't go low sodium, you need the salt. That's the purpose of it.
Yeah, it's pretty important to be salty in this recipe.
Because what a brine does, it's going to, one, make your chicken moist, juicy. It's going to season it so that you don't have to worry about it. And it's just all around better.
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing white chicken, like white meat, you need to brine it. But we do thighs anyway.
Yeah. So it's just gonna make it that much better.
And then 2 tablespoons of an olive oil. We use a Greek olive oil. All right, and then a 1/3 cup of sugar. Now you can put this all in a pot and then warm it up. But since we have our electric kettle, we're gonna use that. And basically you just need the warm water to dissolve your salt and sugar. So to the bag, this is about 3 cups of hot water. And then we have about a cup and a half of cold water filled with ice, and another 3 cups. Total 8 cups. And the reason we have the ice water is so that it's quicker to cool the brine down. Take our little whisk. Get it nice. And kind of start feeling it's dissolving. And then we just add the rest of our water. Raise our bag. Now our ice water. And just gonna let that cool, and then we'll add we have 4 chicken thighs we'll add to it, and then put it back in the cooler and let it sit there for about 4 hours till we're ready to make dinner.
And it's dinner time. So we're making some blackened chicken and some pretty cool macaroni and cheese.
Butternut squash mac and cheese. So first things first, some butter, and of course, butternut squash, and yes, we're using frozen cubes because it is so much easier. Some fresh thyme, and we got a cheddar cheese and smoked Gouda. We're gonna start off, we'll do the chicken after we get the sauce going, because the mac and cheese can kind of sit because the chicken's not going to take that long. We're going to kind of cook down the butternut squash. So we're going to get a 1/4 cup of water, throw that in there, 4 cups of butternut squash cubes, and that's 20 ounces. So 2 of these 10-ounce bags are perfect. And there it goes. We're just going to let this cook down for about 5 minutes or so until all the water is evaporated. While that's cooking, we'll go ahead and grade our cheeses. So
Ooh, cheesy.
4 ounces of smoked Gouda and about 4 ounces of cheddar.
Smoked Gouda is like my favorite cheese, especially for macaroni and cheese.
We used to do a pepper jack smoked Gouda mac and cheese. Cool. I'm just gonna take and grade some cheese. And the reason I'm grading it in a bowl is you can see we're outside and there are flies, pesky little things. So we're gonna get this all grated and then I'll stick it back in the cooler until we need it. Just grating some cheese. I wish they didn't put anti-caking on shredded cheese. This tiny little box grater, it's done great.
Oh man, that was a good one. I wish I would have said it. I almost grabbed that piece.
You could have. I had it out for you.
Smoked Gouda. Man, it just has such a unique flavor.
You want to kind of stir those squashes around?
Yeah.
All right. Now we got the cheese grated. Squash is cooking right now. So we're gonna go ahead and start our pasta water. This is a cool new butane stove that we're trying out. It has like 11,000 BTUs. It has 3 little tiny burners. As you can hear, it sounds like a jet engine.
And it works pretty dang good.
I mean, we already gotten our water and we pre-salted it. So we did add probably about 2 to 3 tablespoons of salt in the water. So once it comes to a boil, we'll throw in our pasta about 10 minutes until al dente.
Yeah.
And then we'll strain it.
Save a little bit of pasta water.
In case you need to thin your sauce.
Exactly.
All right, we're gonna tend back to our squish. It's almost there. Turn it down just a smidge. You gotta multitask. So to this, we're gonna add 4 tablespoons of butter. It's nice and sharp cut in my butter wrapper. Now we'll let that melt. And we'll add some flour and start making a roux.
You'll rue the day. What's going on?
My tooth is getting tangled up.
What? Your teeth?
My big tooth. All right, so we're getting this butter all melted with the squash. See, it's breaking down, and that's just fine because we are going to throw it in a blender and really smooth it all out. Let's go ahead and get our flour ready. We're using a 1/4 cup of flour. Basically, good way to remember when you're making roux. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. So 4 tablespoons is a 1/4 cup of butter to a 1/4 cup of flour. Sprinkle that in. Get everything coated and cook that for a minute or so we don't have raw flour. Then we'll throw in about 1/2 teaspoon of smoked salt. And of course at the end we'll taste and see if we need to adjust any more. All right, I'm gonna check the pasta water while this is going.
You keep juking me out.
If it's ready, I'll call you. Now we'll have our roux, so we're going to add about 2 cups of whole milk. And then we'll add our seasonings. Add this slowly. Don't want it to get all clumpy, adding it too fast. And reserve a little more in case you need to thin it out. There we go. Give it a little stir. Let that start coming to a simmer. But then we're gonna add our seasonings. All right, we're gonna add a half teaspoon of garlic powder, a quarter teaspoon of sage. This is a rubbed dry sage. I'd say about an eighth of a teaspoon of nutmeg. See, it's already starting to come together pretty good. Oh, whoa.
You got me.
I'm gonna add about a quarter teaspoon of black pepper. All right, we're gonna let that kind of cook for about a minute or two, and then we'll add our cheese. And see, that's how easy making a cheese sauce is. Stop buying that powdered junk. Make a cheese sauce.
Exactly. It's not only healthier, but tastes way better to make your own cheese sauce. It's okay. We're on separate channels, aren't we?
I think so.
Are you turned on?
Yeah. No, I'm not.
It's all right.
Well, we can figure it out. All right, you might can hear better. What?
So, you probably can hear him better now throughout the rest of the video. Sometimes you forget little things. It's okay. Not a big deal.
I was cooking. I was making mac and cheese.
It's about the experience.
So now we have our cheese and our sauce is kind of thickened up. So now we're going to slowly start incorporating our cheese sauce, our cheese to our sauce. Go gentle, add it slowly so it doesn't get all stringy and clumped up.
And remember, we are going to be blending this too, so.
Yes, it's basically we just want to take it and get it all melted back down. And then we'll let it cool for a moment and we'll throw it over in a blender. And yeah, we have a blender at the campsite. If you have electricity, bring small appliances that make your life a little easier. We do have the hand crank one, but not gonna lie, I didn't want to use it. I
don't blame you.
All right, that's looking pretty much good. We'll give it a taste for some seasoning.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be hot.
That's gonna be a good mac and cheese. You can really taste that butternut squash.
Yeah. That's the kind of mac and cheese I hadn't thought of before.
Yeah, it really works. Good.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna let this cool so we don't burn ourselves in a blender, and then noodle time. All right, we can go ahead and load the blender.
Yeah.
That's gonna be good.
They're close.
It's good. All right, so we have let this cooled off. So I'm just gonna take my cup measure just to help me spoon all this into our blender. Always double check that your bottom's on tight. I've made that mistake before.
You were so close to having it nice and pretty, but then you got it dirty. Oh, of course. You did that on purpose. That was on purpose.
No, if it was, I wouldn't be cleaning it for you.
That's true.
Bloop.
Yeah, you slapped my hand with a poop.
Did you get it all?
Yeah, pretty much. That's good.
As long as there's no little stringings, because we're gonna add the sauce back into there. All right, we're gonna take the blender over to our little blend station. And when you're blending a hot liquid, don't just throw the top on, because the steam and everything, it'll be all over you. You're gonna take that off to vent it, but just simply put your towel and just kind of go slow with it. But let's get those noodles going. Hey, there it is.
As easy as that.
Set a timer for 10, and we'll come back and start every now and then, but hey, we're pretty much golden.
So just in case, I'm gonna try and stay out of the splash zone.
See, just start off pulsing, and I popped a breaker.
Whip up the breaker.
All right, timeout, we're gonna reshoot. I'll be back. What? I was cleaning it. All right, so we got our hot liquid in the blender. I'm gonna put a little towel over it, and we're gonna start just pulsing until we know it's going. So basically we're gonna do this until we get nice and smooth. There we go. Now, add this back to our pot. Look at that.
Wow.
God, that smells so good.
Yes, it does.
It's a little hot, but dude, that's gonna be epic.
Dude, that's good.
I just hate, that's one thing I hate about blenders. All the good stuff gets left over. Check our noodles. They're coming along. About 5 more minutes. So, all right. Well, we'll see you in 5 minutes. All right. The pasta is done. So we're gonna strain it, reserving a little bit of the pasta water.
Gonna have to work really hard for straining it.
There's a little bit of water in the bottom of this. We're just gonna go ahead and dump this into our mac and cheese, and then throw in the rest of the noodles and just stir it all together.
Some big old shells.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so gonna be so good.
So at this point, yeah, it looks a little thin, but we're gonna let it sit. It's gonna thicken back up so that we can do our blackened chicken. But first, ooh, that's good. Time to get the chicken out of the brine. And you know, we made this brine earlier, so it's been sitting in for about 4 hours and it is ready to go. And empty some of this off so it's a little easier to handle. All right, now much more manageable. I'm gonna take a paper towel because we want to dry all that off before we season it. Give a scary look there. All right. Right, and then rest of the brine, just zip it up, throw it away.
Pretty much. You don't really want to save it.
Nope.
You know, it's had raw chicken in it. It's basically dry.
Set this on here because I'm gonna glove back up.
Boom, 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 boom. Wow,
We're
is
still
this
a
your
little
first
wet.
day to put gloves on?
Well, this hand was a little wet.
5 hours later, 1 week later.
All right, I'm ready now. Pat our chicken dry, and then we're gonna season it with our black magic.
And the black magic seasoning, you want to be very liberal with it.
Yeah.
You want to coat that sucker.
And you can find it on our website at outdoortestkitchen.org.
Along with a lot of other awesome recipes.
Yes, all these recipes will be up there.
Allegedly.
Here's our black magic. Clean hand, chicken hand. Pat it on in there. And then yes, you want the other sides. Get up even underneath the flap.
All up under the skin. Oh yeah.
Want all that good flavor. Basically, probably gonna use this whole jar. This is all the flavor. Now, I'm gonna get some butter, put it in our pan, and then we'll start cooking chicken. Turn it up to about a medium heat. I'm gonna start with our skin side down. Set it and forget it. Could do this on a black stone, but we didn't bring it this time, so we're doing it in a cast iron.
And then don't want to waste that extra seasoning.
All right, guys, we're gonna cook that 5 minutes per side, then we'll check it. Don't be messing with it. Let it go 5 minutes, then check it. Flip it, another 5 minutes, check it, and if you need to flip it again, go ahead. Let it build that nice crust.
Also, a nice thing about this blackening seasoning is it's very balanced. You almost cannot over season with it.
All right, guys, well, I think the chicken is about ready. We went ahead and put a little foil over it just to help get it cooking. It took us between 15 and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It looks perfect, smells delicious. So we're gonna make our plate. So we're gonna get our mac and cheese. Take a nice helping of butternut squash mac and cheese. So it's healthy, it's a vegetable. All right, take this, one of our nice thighs, right down the middle. Of course, the one to get stuck. Then we're gonna take some fresh thyme, garnish around, and all right. You could finish it off. I think, and we may try it, putting a little bit of our cranberry pepper jelly that we made. I think will go really nice.
I like that idea. So let's do that.
I mean, we made it at the first of this trip, so you can tell we've been using it, and we might as well use it. Why make it and not use it?
You never want to throw stuff away.
And you don't have to, but it's always nice to make your food a little pretty. All right, guys, that is our black magic chicken with our butternut squash mac and cheese. Hope you guys will give it a try because it is time for us to give it a try.
Yep.
All right, now, finally, get to taste it.
It's time to dig in.
I'm excited. Okay. The fresh thyme garnish, you should do that. That's good.
It's time to fork it up. Yeah, that fresh thyme, definitely a necessity.
I mean, that is fall in a bowl. A piece of chicken.
Yeah, that's fall off the bone chicken.
So bad.
Man,
Those flavors work perfect.
that blackening seasoning goes great on everything.
Yeah, and the little cranberry jelly fits perfect with the blackening and the butternut squash mac and cheese.
Yes, it does.
I'll tell you what, this may be one for Thanksgiving.
Yes.
All right, well, obviously we're gonna stuff our faces.
Yeah. So what are we cooking?
Some bodies in the gravy.
What?
Essentially, biscuits and gravy. But come on, it's a themed camp out.
Whoa.
So we're gonna take some biscuits and make them into bodies. Normally, you just lay these all out, but you know, like I said, it is a holiday and we're celebrating, so we're gonna make them fun.
Festive. Ooh.
Now, does it turn out? I don't know. Never done this.
Yeah, we'll see. That's why we're called the test kitchen.
That's some big feet. You know what they say about people with big feet?
Big socks and uncomfortable shoes.
That's right. This may turn out to a complete mess, or oh, it's super cute.
Some big old ears you got on there.
You can relate. Oh, I was making hair.
Oh.
And the rest of the dough, we're just gonna fill in. All right, we're gonna take our guy. Unfortunately, he's dead. We're gonna take him to the cremator.
The cremation station.
It's hot.
Oh, my camera.
So about 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, about 10 or 15 minutes.
There we go. All right. Well, while those guys are baking, we're gonna make our gravy.
Ooh.
Sorry, it's early. Still waking up. Waiting for the coffee. We're gonna start with our gravy. And it's a simple sausage gravy. We're just gonna take some breakfast sausage of your choice, 1 pound, throw it in a skillet. Well, I like to wear gloves, and I can just kind of pre-break it up. Whoa.
And throw the sausage all over the place?
Yep, because we just want to cook this sausage down, get that fat. We may add a little butter so we can make a little blonde roux, and then milk, some seasonings, quick, fast, simple gravy.
Now we're just gonna let this get sauteed.
All right. Well, our sausage is getting nice and brown, breaking it all up. Didn't render off a lot of fat, so we're gonna put about 2 tablespoons of butter and then 4 tablespoons of flour.
We need some fat in there so we can make a little roux, so when we add our milk, it gets nice and thick.
Let that melt, put our butter up.
You butter?
Yeah, better believe it. And we already went ahead and measured 2.5 cups of milk.
Does it matter what kind of milk?
Whole milk, don't use skim. You're making sausage and gravy. Come on, it's not a health food. This is to fill you up out at the campsite, if you're hunting, working.
And get plenty of those calories for those kinds of activities.
Hiking, canoeing, you need the calories. All right, that's almost ready. We'll go ahead and throw in a couple of seasonings, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, about a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper flake, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of sage. I just like a little extra sage.
Sage is a good additive for breakfast.
And then we'll add about a teaspoon of pepper,
Black pepper.
say about 1/2 teaspoon of smoked salt. And now 4 tablespoons of flour. And I like to jar up things out of the campsite. It makes it easy for transport. Ooh. All right, we're just gonna give that a nice stir. Let that flour kind of cook for just a moment, just so it gets that raw flour taste out.
You don't want your gravy to taste like flour.
Yeah, so we're gonna cook that flour for just a moment. Let it coat all that sausage. So when we add our milk, you'll make a nice gravy. See, that's how fast it is. And take a little whisk.
And that's 2.5 cups of milk, right?
Yep, 2.5 cups of whole milk. Let it come to a simmer, and it'll start thickening up. Then we'll give it a little taste to make sure we don't need to adjust our seasonings.
Well, we're gonna let this simmer, and either this gravy's gonna be ready first, or these biscuits. We'll be back with either one.
Yes, we will. Boo right back.
All right, the gravy won.
See? And it only took a couple minutes.
It did. It really didn't take long at all. We're gonna grab some spoons and taste it.
Give it a taster. Oh, it's gonna be hot. Oh,
Yeah?
that's gonna be good.
Yeah.
And if you don't want it too spicy, you can cut back on the pepper flake, but we got such a mild sausage, I wanted to add a little more spice to it.
Yeah.
And I think it's perfect.
I'm gonna get so full.
Yep. Oh, biscuit time. All right, guys. Well, it's been almost 25 minutes. You gotta remember on these little camp stoves, the directions may say 15 minutes. Start with your 15 and then do 5-minute intervals, because they take a little longer than your normal household stove, but they still work just great.
Yeah, they turn out good.
There's our little guy.
That's so cool.
So we got our gravy, got our little guy. I will say, they are hot. It's like
Yes.
they came out of the oven.
It's probably a little warm, I would guess. He just broke his arm.
That's okay. He's dead. He won't mind. Pull his legs off.
Yeah, just make him a little shorter.
Bloop, bloop. Whoa.
Look at him.
Time to put him in the grave. So we're just gonna take our grave and bury him. So many buttons.
If we had some jelly, I would say very good.
Oh, don't you worry. Because earlier on this trip, we made some awesome cranberry pepper jelly, and so we're using it. It's the best thing.
Look at that.
Sweet, unsavory, always goes very well. Poor little guy's bleeding through his grave. No, he's a mess. Flowers on top of his grave. All right, that is our bodies in the grave. Eat. My favorite part.
Mine too.
Time to eat.
Time to fork this thing up.
Tell you what, I'm pretty stoked.
Me too, dude. Or jam.
You can't beat old school biscuits and gravy. Especially out at a campsite, we got a campfire going.
Mm-hmm. Man, that was awesome. You got the smell of a campfire in the background. Biscuits and grave.
Eat. All right, well, we got a lot hiking and going out on the lake, doing a little fishing today. We got a busy day.
We got a very busy day.
All right, guys, remember, keep camping and keep cooking.
Yeah, it's our thing, man.
I'm gonna keep eating.
Me too.
Oh God, no, that was my arm. Be a little faster, please. Sorry, the cast iron's just heavy.
Our pumpkin got a little hot. That one's getting hot too. Are we?
Mummy. Oh, let's do that again. If it's sunlight, that's not a good shot. It's too reflective. Oh well.
For our spooktacular camping.
What he said.
I don't know why that was funny, but it was. That mac and cheese is yummy.
Yes,
Spit
it
it
is. No, I don't. I want to eat it.